Right now on Morning News Now, horror and heartache in the nation's capital and across the country over a shooting that killed 2 Israeli embassy staffers, a young couple set to get engaged next week. New details now emerging about the suspected gunman, now facing multiple charges, including first-degree murder. We're going to take you to Washington as the investigation unfolds. Also this morning, Ivy League showdown. The Trump administration blocking Harvard from enrolling international students. And an uphill battle for President Trump's so-called big, beautiful bill as it heads to the Senate. We'll have the latest. Plus, Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. kicking off the work of the Make America Healthy Again Commission. More on the long-awaited new report calling today's kids the sickest generation in American history.
This is the first time in history that all of government has come out with a consensus document that all the cabinet officials agree on. And that says we are in an existential crisis now in our country.
What the 69-page document says is causing the country's health crisis. And the holiday getaway now officially underway. This morning, millions of Americans getting ready to head out for the Memorial Day weekend. Well, it might be the unofficial start of summer. Well, it doesn't look like it for much of the country. We're tracking more severe weather that may disrupt your holiday plans. Good morning. Thanks for starting your holiday weekend with us. I'm Joe Fryer. Savannah is off. Family, friends, and colleagues are mourning the loss of 2 Israeli embassy staffers who were killed in Washington Wednesday night. The couple was shot outside the Capitol Jewish Museum, just blocks from the Capitol building. Israel's ambassador to the U.S. said they were planning to get engaged soon in Jerusalem. Now we're learning more about the suspect in this crime and the federal charges that he'll face. NBC News Washington correspondent Alice Barr joins us with the very latest. Alice, good morning.
Good morning, Joe. And that suspect appeared in federal court on Thursday, where he learned that he could face the death penalty for the charges against him, while the victims' families are sharing more about the young lives lost. In the aftermath of the deadly shooting of 2 Israeli embassy staff members outside the Capitol Jewish Museum, shock is giving way to grief for the young couple killed, 30-year-old Yaron Lashinsky and 26-year-old Sarah Milgram.
She was as close to perfect as any human could be.
Sarah's father recalling her love of learning and her desire for peace, including a recent summer job.
The purpose of the organization was to bring young Palestinians and young Israelis together.
A bright future cut short by a bullet. Investigators say fired by this man, 31-year-old Elias Rodriguez.
Both an act of terror and directed violence against the Jewish community. And it has the full and unwavering attention of the FBI.
Witnesses say Rodriguez walked into the museum after the shooting, mistaken for an innocent bystander for several minutes until police arrived.
He walked right up to them. He turned himself in and said, I did this for Gaza. And then he started his chants of free Palestine.
Rodriguez now faces multiple charges, including first-degree murder and murder of foreign officials. FBI agents searched his Chicago apartment and are investigating what could be his online writings. Top officials from Capitol Hill to President Trump to Israel's prime minister condemning the attack, as those closest to the couple who were on the verge of getting engaged are left grappling with an enormous loss.
We have great memories, but the future is gone.
Hoping now for justice and peace. And here in D.C., police are increasing their presence at public gatherings around the city, while across the country, security is ramping up at synagogues and other centers for the Jewish community. Joe.
All right, Alice, thank you so much. President Trump's ongoing battle with Harvard University is intensifying. The White House has now blocked the school's ability to enroll international students. It is the latest escalation in the standoff between the Trump administration and the Ivy League school. In the letter from Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem announcing the decision, she accuses Harvard of, quote, perpetuating an unsafe campus environment that is hostile to Jewish students. Already, the government had cut more than $2 billion in federal research funding, prompting the school to file a lawsuit. As NBC News senior White House correspondent Garrett Haake tells us, Harvard is calling this latest move unlawful.
The Trump administration escalating its battle with Harvard University, barring the school from enrolling foreign students and ordering the more than 6,700 currently enrolled to transfer or lose their legal status.
27% of their students are foreign students, and they will have to find some other university to go to, and hopefully they find one that cares about them and provides a safe environment.
The White House saying Harvard has become a, quote, hotbed of anti-American, anti-Semitic, pro-terrorist agitators, adding the university now must face the consequences of their actions.
This should be a warning to every other university to get your act together.
Harvard calling the government's action unlawful, adding, we are fully committed to maintaining Harvard's ability to host our international students and scholars.
It's saddening and it's stressful.
Carl Molden is a Harvard student from Austria studying government.
Do you think you'll be back at Harvard in the fall?
It's hard to make a call, I hope. I'm uncertain. I think with this administration, anything can happen.
In April, the administration froze more than $2 billion in federal grants to Harvard over what the White House said were concerns about unchecked anti-Semitism on campus and demands to change hiring and admissions processes. The university's president pressed by Lester last month.
Is this really about anti-Semitism?
I would say that at Harvard, we have a real problem with anti-Semitism. We take it very seriously, and we're trying to address it. We don't really see the relationship to research funding at Harvard and other universities. They are two different issues.
That was Garrett Hake reporting. The Trump administration is also demanding that Harvard turn over all audio and video footage of protests involving international students from the past 5 years. For the latest on the Trump administration, we're joined now by NBC News White House correspondent Yamiche Alcindor. Yamiche, good to have you with us. So sort of along the same lines as this Harvard story, let's start with this decision by a federal judge. It blocks the White House from terminating the legal statuses of international students at universities all across the country. The judge said the administration is, quote, wreaked havoc in attempting to block their statuses. What more can you tell us about this decision?
That's right. Well, this judge in California really issued a sweeping decision saying that the Trump administration is, as you said, wreaking havoc on international students and that they need to stop at this point from targeting students. I want to read to you part of the ruling. It said, at each turn, this and similar litigation across the nation, defendants have abruptly changed course to satisfy courts' expressed concerns. It's unclear how this game of whack-a-mole will end unless defendants are enjoined from skirting their own mandatory regulations. And essentially what the judge is saying that there are very specific rules in this country for how you can revoke the visas of international students, but that he's saying, this judge, that the Trump administration isn't doing that, and that instead that what they're doing is arbitrarily targeting students, which he said is wrong. It's going to be very interesting to see where this goes next, because we, of course, expect the Trump administration to appeal, and this could head up all the way in the Supreme Court, given what we've seen in the past, Joe.
The courts are really busy these days. We have a different federal judge who issued an injunction yesterday. This one blocks the White House from dismantling the Department of Education. It actually calls for the employees who were fired to be reinstated. So like the case you just mentioned, could this one also end up before the Supreme Court? And just as a practical matter, are these people who were just let go, are they going to head back to their jobs now anytime soon?
Well, this is a key question. The judge essentially said that the Trump administration is saying two things at the same time, and they're not squaring them very well. So the judge said first that it's been very clear through the confirmation process of the Department of Education secretary, as well as the president's own words, that they want to dismantle the Department of Education. But they're saying in court, well, no, we're just trying to target certain employees for efficiency's sake. And I want to read to you, again, when you look at exactly who is being targeted and what the judge is saying, they said that the administration must reinstate federal employees whose employment was terminated on or after January 20th, which, by the way, was Inauguration Day. And then the judge is also saying that the moves were necessary to restore the department to status quo that is able to carry out its statutory functions. The judge also said that these cuts by the Trump administration are impacting some of the most vulnerable populations of students in our country. We're talking about special needs students who really need the backing of the federal government for civil rights cases. We've seen a lot of offices that deal with civil rights cases closed under this administration. So this is a judge saying, look, we're going to take it all the way back from the beginning of this. Whether or not the employees actually get their jobs back is a very big question, because the Trump administration says that they're going to immediately appeal. So if they immediately appeal, they might find a way to not be able to reinstate people, though, as you said, the judge is saying you have to give people back their jobs.
Yeah, we know we've seen a lot of stopping and starting when it comes to these issues about people losing their jobs and then getting them back. Yamiche, while I have you, I want to ask you about this private dinner that that President Trump held last night at his National Golf Club in Virginia. It was for more than 200 crypto investors. They actually won a contest after buying his meme coin. There are bipartisan concerns that Mr. Trump is basically selling access to build his personal wealth. I know he saw protests outside the event. It was not open to the press, but what are we learning about it?
Well, it's really interesting because I think you have to really underline the fact that this is bipartisan criticism. Both Republicans and Democrats say that this really does look like the president could be unduly influenced by people who just spent millions and millions of dollars to have access to this event, including foreign governments, including other possible bad actors. We don't know much about this dinner. The White House continued to say that this was not an official White House event, that he was going there as his personal capacity. But when she was pressed, the White House press secretary, to say, well, guess what? President Trump, he's the president all the time. And will the White House commit to giving us the names of the names of the people that were at the dinner? The White House press secretary did not make that commitment, and she continued to say that this was really in his personal capacity. So we have no idea who had dinner at this event where, again, people spent upwards of $17 million per seat in order to be in a room with President Trump. So definitely something that we're going to continue to try to follow here, Joe.
All right, no doubt. Yamiche, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Now, this morning, the priorities laid out in President Trump's so-called One Big Beautiful Bill are one step closer to becoming a reality. After House Republicans pulled that all-nighter to get the legislation passed, well, details about what's in the bill are coming into clearer focus. And despite victory in the House, the bill's future in the Senate is uncertain. NBC News Chief Capitol Hill correspondent Ryan Nobles explains.
This was no doubt a big win for President Trump and the House Speaker Mike Johnson. But there is a long way to go before this big, beautiful bill becomes a big, beautiful law.
A major victory for President Trump after his signature legislative package cleared a big hurdle, narrowly passing the House. Speaker Mike Johnson making good on a promise to pass the bill before the holiday weekend.
The House has passed generational, truly nation-shaping legislation to reduce spending and permanently lower taxes for families and job creators.
The massive 1,000-page bill delivers a slew of President Trump's campaign promises, including extending $4.5 trillion in tax cuts passed in the first Trump administration, eliminating income taxes on tips and overtime, and provides billions of dollars in funding for the border wall and mass deportations. It also makes changes to Medicaid, imposing work requirements for the able-bodied adults without dependents in order to stay on the program. Democrats oppose it, saying it will lead to millions losing health coverage.
This day may very well turn out to be the day that House Republicans lost control of the United States House of Representatives.
But the bill now faces a rocky path in the Republican-held Senate.
The Senate's going to want to put its own stamp on this. We'll write our own version of the bill.
Senate Republicans can only lose 2 votes, and GOP senators are already saying the bill does not cut spending enough.
We are stealing from our children and grandchildren, and that's why there's no way I'm going to vote for this bill in its current form.
And lawmakers have set a deadline of July 4th to get this bill passed through the Senate. But many senators already admitting that may be a bit of an ambitious timeline.
All right, Ryan, thank you. Memorial Day weekend is upon us, marking the unofficial start of summer. But rainy and unseasonably cold weather in parts of the country could put a chill on your travel plans. Plenty of Americans are going to be traveling. About 45 million are expected to hit the roads and take to the skies. Many are encouraged by lower than average gas prices. Because of that, AAA says most of the folks who are traveling more than 50 miles from home, well, they're driving to their destinations this weekend. But for those who are flying, you need to make sure your driver's license will get you through security. Remember, those Real ID rules are now in full effect. NBC News correspondent Marissa Parra is at Chicago's O'Hare Airport and has a preview of what you can expect this weekend.
Well, as you can see behind me, there is already a lot of travelers on the move here at Chicago O'Hare Airport. AAA projects 45 million Americans to be on the move through the Memorial Day weekend. That is expected to soar to numbers we haven't seen in decades. But depending on where you're going in the country, you may want to make sure you pack your umbrellas. We are seeing a rare May nor'easter, which is really putting a damper on some Memorial Day plans in other parts of the country, particularly in New England. We saw those temperatures dip, which, of course, may interfere with some of the plans to sit by the pool or the beach or barbecue outside. inside. But listen, we are still seeing a large number of travelers. That will not change. The majority of them, as usual, taking to the roads. So regardless of how you're traveling, just remember, there's a couple of things. If you're traveling by road, you want to travel in the morning, late at night to avoid the peak congestion when it comes to those traffic numbers. And then here at the airport, this is the first holiday we're going to see since those real ID requirements first came out. So just, of course, if this is your first time hitting the airport, don't forget that as you head out the door.
All right, Marissa, thank you so much. Let's get the full weekend forecast and how it's going to impact your holiday plans. Meteorologist Angie Lastman's tracking everything for us. Angie, good morning.
Hello, hello, Joe. Yes, we've got a big holiday weekend, lots of travel on deck, and unfortunately some weather to potentially interrupt that or give you a bit of a headache. Here's what we've got going on right now. Yesterday, it was quite soggy across the Northeast thanks to a nor'easter. That's on its way out, but we've still got some of these kind of showers and snow showers, really, that we're dealing with along with that wind across that region. We've also got some of these thunderstorms that are going to start to ramp up across the middle of the country. If you're going to travel on I-80 or in portions of southern Texas this morning, likely running into a couple of wet spots. Out west, all is quiet, but this is really the trouble spot this morning, early especially. Notice some of that snow. This is going to be something that we deal with for parts of northern New England here through the day today before we turn our attention to the middle of the country. We've got a new storm system that's going to increase those chances for showers and storms across parts of the central parts of the country, specifically east of the Rockies. We'll see that severe risk stretching from Nebraska to Arkansas. And then even as we get into your Saturday and unfortunately your Sunday, we've got more rain on the way and we've got more potential for strong storms. So this is going to hamper some of those outdoor plans and unfortunately make travel difficult on the roads and in the air over the next couple of days. We're specifically concerned about the heavy rain that we're expecting. Anywhere from 5 to 6, even close to 8 inches of rain for localized amounts will be possible with multiple days and periods of heavy rain during that time frame. So heads up for that, especially if you're going to be driving. Big picture look for your Saturday for tomorrow. It's those strong storms I just mentioned, but boy, does it look great out west. We've got sunny and hot conditions, feeling like summer for the unofficial start of summer. Not quite the case across the Northeast. We'll get rid of the rain and we'll see plenty of sunshine, even stretching down to the south, but temperatures are going to run a little bit below normal for this time of year. That sticks with us for that same region for tomorrow. Still severe storms in the middle of the country, and honestly, still great conditions out west. This is something that will last into Memorial Day. But notice, Joe, all of the red and yellow and orange on the map there, stretching from the plains to the southeast. It's going to be severe storms, heavy rain, and for that reason, airports in that area probably going to be a little difficult to get in and out of.
All right, but speaking of red, orange, and green, we match this background beautifully here. This is like a look we got going on. Angie, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Grammy Award-winning musician Kid Cudi testified yesterday in the federal sex trafficking and racketeering trial of Sean Diddy Combs. The singer gave explosive testimony about his time dating Combs' ex, Cassie Ventura, and the dramatic encounters with Combs that he says followed. NBC News entertainment correspondent Chloe Malas has the latest on the trial.
Musician Kid Cudi, what are you expecting today? Taking the stand, testifying that his one-year relationship with Cassie Ventura led to dangerous run-ins with her ex, Sean Diddy Combs. The Grammy-winning musician, well known for tracks like Day and Night and Pursuit of Happiness, alleging that Combs was involved in a 2012 incident in which a Molotov cocktail exploded in his car. These images of the damaged Porsche shown to the jury. Kid Cudi, whose real name is Scott Muscudi, says he filed a police report at the time, but Combs' defense team noted he was never charged in connection to the crime. Kid Cudi also telling the jury that he called the police after Combs allegedly broke into his Hollywood Hills home when he was dating Ventura, though no charges were filed there either. The testimony, a key part of the government's claim that Combs led a racketeering conspiracy.
The government, for racketeering, needs to prove that Combs had this enterprise and they engaged in these additional crimes, one of which can be arson. So the burning of the Porsche with a Molotov cocktail, that can suffice for the government.
Kid Cudi also testified that Ventura confided in him about Combs' physical abuse. These images of Ventura's bruised body shown in court earlier this week, taken by her mother, who testified they were a result of Combs' jealousy over her daughter's relationship with Kid Cudi.
This is a stressful situation. I'm glad it's behind me.
Combs faces 5 criminal counts and up to life in prison. He has pleaded not guilty.
The prosecution still has 4 more weeks before they turn things over to Combs' defense team, and the big question is, will he testify in his own defense?
Chloe, thank you so much. Let's bring in NBC News legal analyst Danny Savalos. Danny, we just saw you in that piece talking about the importance of the Molotov cocktail. Talk about why that is so critical in this case, especially when it comes to racketeering conspiracy.
Combs is not charged with arson. In fact, he's not charged with assault or rape or all these other crimes that we've actually heard a lot of evidence about. But the reason arson is critical is that the government has alleged that Combs had this association, including his companies, but other people as well, and it was a criminal enterprise. And to further that criminal enterprise, the government needs to show at least 2 additional crimes that were part of the conspiracy, and one of those is arson. So testimony about the Molotov cocktail in the Porsche goes towards the government's burden as to that arson showing. If that's the predicate crime they want to focus on.
You talk about these allegations, the car break-in, the car incident, the break-in, that he wasn't charged in those incidents. Does that matter?
It doesn't matter for these purposes. And you may be asking yourself with a lot of these crimes, hey, number one, why isn't he charged with these? And then number two, aren't these state crimes? I mean, arson, rape, domestic violence, quintessential state crimes. Well, the government has these additional crimes, racketeering, of which part of their burden of proof can be showing these local state crimes. But it's really the federal crime is this criminal enterprise that the government needs to prove beyond a reasonable doubt.
Anything else stand out from Kid Cudi's testimony that you think might help the prosecution?
Yes, and it's a good example this is an example of evidence that's more sensational than evidence that goes directly to the elements they have to prove. But what emerged was just how jealous and irrational Combs allegedly was. I mean, I can understand being jealous of a relationship, but breaking into somebody's house, locking their dog in the bathroom, rummaging through their things, these are things that are not as bad as arson, at least in terms of elements for the defense, but it makes Combs look terrible. And it just further establishes that the defense is going to have to, in their closing, double down on the theme of, you may think that my client is a generally bad guy and he does a lot of bad things. But that doesn't mean he did what he's charged with in this court. And that's because the government's burden here is a little more complicated than traditional crimes such as arson, rape, assault, those kinds of crimes.
Chloe mentioned we've got a Memorial Day break now, so the trial's going to resume on Tuesday. The prosecution looks like has 4 weeks left before turning things over to the defense. How do you sum up how the prosecution's doing so far? What else does it need to do to try and prove its case?
Prosecution is doing very well in the sense that have they put all the evidence in that they need to make their prima facie case? And I would say yes. The question is whether or not these witnesses are credible, or if the witnesses also gave the defense some valuable evidence as well, which I think they have to some degree. There has been evidence, for example, that Ventura made choices to stay in the relationship. And yes, they've called an expert, the government, to say that, hey, when people are locked in a violent relationship, they find it hard to leave. That's true. But the jurors may equally conclude that Ventura, for example, made deliberate choices and even participated in some of the activity that is alleged against Combs.
All right, Danny, good to have you with us. Thank you so much. Much more to come here on Morning News Now. Later this hour, crypto competition. Some of the biggest banks reportedly looking to team up for a new kind of cryptocurrency. Up first after the break, caught on camera, a small plane crashes into a Southern California neighborhood, setting homes and cars on fire. The latest on that investigation when we come back. Welcome back. This morning, investigators are trying to piece together what caused a private plane to crash into a neighborhood of military housing in San Diego. It happened Thursday. At least 2 people were killed and 8 others were injured in the crash, which also caused homes and cars to catch fire. NBC News correspondent Liz Kreutz has the latest.
Dramatic images show the fiery aftermath of a deadly plane crash in San Diego.
We got multiple explosions over there. We're doing evacuation. We got multiple houses on fire.
The fire department confirming at least 2 people died and 8 injured after a private Cessna jet crashed into a neighborhood of military housing.
I just walked it myself, and down the street itself, it looks like something from a movie, I'll be honest.
The crash happened around 3:45 as the plane was attempting to land at a small nearby airport during dense fog with limited visibility.
Anyone over there?
Videos show families with young children and pets escaping their homes.
Come on, let's go! Let's go!
I thought, oh my gosh, another earthquake. And when I opened my eyes, my whole room was lit up in orange. And I turned around to look out the window, and all I saw was a burst of flames behind my house.
According to flight tracking data, the plane took off from Teterboro Airport in New Jersey before midnight, briefly stopping to refuel in Wichita, Kansas, then lifting off again for San Diego.
Struck power lines about 2 miles southeast of the airport. Then collided with a house.
A representative for Sound Talent Group saying 3 of their employees were killed on the plane, including co-founder and music agent Dave Shapiro, writing, "We are devastated by the loss."
And this is the home that the plane crashed into. Authorities say a family was inside. They were able to get out. It's a miracle, they say, that nobody on the ground here was killed. The FAA says there were 6 people on that plane. And as the investigation continues, officials believe it's unlikely there are any survivors. Back to you.
All right, Liz, thank you. Forecasters are predicting an above-average hurricane season, which begins on June 1st. That's just 9 days from now. Many communities are still reeling months after Hurricane Helene devastated parts of North Carolina and Tennessee. There's much more work to be done, with victims of the disasters still looking for federal assistance. As NBC News correspondent Kathy Park explains, proposed cuts to federal funding for both recovery efforts and for public broadcasting could create a whole new storm of problems.
The damage from Hurricane Helene in parts of North Carolina was so unprecedented. 8 months later, some places around Asheville still look like a disaster zone, and the lives here still in limbo question support from the federal government while sounding the alarm over proposed budget cuts.
So we're 18 feet
from the floor,
and
the water line's there.
Areas like this that would normally be bustling are eerily quiet and empty.
This parking lot would be full. It's May, so we'd be ramping up for the summer, which the summer is our major hitter.
Jacqueline and Mark Oliver own a communal space and gallery for woodworkers in the River Arts District, a corner of the community struggling to recover.
What are some of the biggest challenges right now as far as getting folks back into this space?
We can't open on an island, so we need infrastructure to get. We need plumbing, we need water, we need all of these things that are out of our control.
We're going to get you the resources you need and the support that you deserve, and we'll be at your side through every step of the rebuilding, and no American is going to be left behind.
President Trump made those comments in January as he toured the area in one of his very first trips after the inauguration. But recently, FEMA announced an end to its 100% disaster recovery reimbursement for the state. Now it's 90%. An official from FEMA telling us in a statement the typical assistance is 75%, and that, quote, President Trump turbocharged the federal relief aid process to speed up delivering resources to those impacted by Helene and supporting their recovery. Governor Josh Stein appealed, his office saying he's still pushing for the full 100% match and that it will cost the state $200 million without it.
We're not in a game. This is life. And you're playing with our livelihood. Government is talking while people are working.
But it's not just funding for Helene's recovery that concerns people here.
We'll have a look at local news for you.
They fear critical tools for the next disaster are also on the chopping block.
It's roughly $330,000.
Laura Lee is the news director for Blue Ridge Public Radio, BPR.
Roughly 8 to 9% of our budget comes from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. So if that goes away, we have a layered financial problem.
This month, President Trump signed an executive order targeting cuts to NPR funding. But during Hurricane Helene, Asheville's BPR became a lifeline.
BPR's Laura Hackett spent time yesterday speaking with residents of Asheville waiting in line at grocery stores and water distribution sites.
We went from a news service right into public service, and most of our airtime was spent just helping people connect with things they didn't have. I mean, water, medicine, diapers, food.
Floodwaters and mud cut off entire communities, but the loss of power and communications left thousands in the dark.
So you really had to take your life in your own hands.
Shelly Anderson and her neighbors managed to stay connected the old-fashioned way.
If you don't have it charged up, you've got to crank it to get it to start.
A hand crank radio tuned to BPR.
I literally didn't want to hear anything else. I just wanted to hear, like, what's happening.
The White House press release around Trump's executive order says NPR and PBS have fueled partisanship and left-wing propaganda with taxpayer dollars, which is highly inappropriate. We reached out to the White House for comment and have not heard back. NPR's CEO responding to the order saying it's unwavering in our commitment to integrity and editorial independence and will vigorously defend our right to provide essential news, information, and life-saving services to the American public. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting also pushing back against Trump's order and tells NBC News it doesn't think the tax and spending bill the U.S. House just passed addresses CPB funding.
If you had an opportunity to say something to the administration right now, given the circumstances, what would you say?
I mean, I would say you could come visit us again. I mean, just see how much work there is to be done. The longer you wallow in this, it's more businesses are having to close their doors. We just need help, and we need cooperative help, all working together.
As the community struggles to recover from a historic disaster, calls for help still ring out.
Kathy Park, thank you so much. International headlines now. Food and aid have been sent into Gaza for the first time since March. NBC News reporter Matt Bodner joins us now with that and some other world news. Matt, good morning.
Joe, good morning. A limited amount of food has finally made its way to the Gazan residents who desperately need it. But the United Nations is warning that these supplies are, quote, nowhere near enough. The latest delivery marks the first time that any aid at all has reached anyone in Gaza since early March, when Israel imposed a total blockade on foreign aid, claiming that Hamas steals and benefits from the supplies. Aid workers continue to warn that much of Gaza is at risk of famine if large volumes of supplies are not allowed in. The latest shipment has allowed some aid kitchens to resume operations, but at least 5 remain shut. Moving along now to Italy, the Italian Constitutional Court on Thursday said that same-sex female couples that use in vitro fertilization abroad can both be legally recognized as parents in Italy, even if one is not the biological mother. This is a win for Italian LGBTQ groups who have frequently clashed with conservative Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni on this and other related issues. The court found that denying legal recognition to the non-biological mother violated constitutional principles. And we'll wrap up this hour in Norway. A resident living on a fjord near Trondheim woke up yesterday morning to a giant cargo ship in his garden. The 450-foot vessel ran aground for reasons that are still unclear. The same vessel ran aground back in 2023 as well. The incident took place at about 5 a.m. local time on Thursday, and it missed the owner's home by just a few yards. The owner of the home only found out about it when his neighbor, who watched this whole thing transpire, began to panic as he watched the vessel make way full speed towards his neighbor's house. Back to you.
That must be a terrifying sight right there. Glad everyone's okay, and hopefully it doesn't happen again. Matt, thank you so much. Coming up, a controversial report on the health of America's kids by the Trump administration. When we return, why Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. says the country is in a crisis and what needs to be done about it. His conversation with our Tom Yamas when we come back. We are back with a look at a highly anticipated report from President Trump's Make America Healthy Again Commission. This report focuses on the health of children, calling them the sickest generation in American history. NBC's Tom Yamas spoke with Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who spearheaded the report.
Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. by President Trump's side, unveiling a long-awaited new report that calls today's kids, quote, the sickest generation in American history, identifying 4 major causes: ultra-processed foods, environmental toxins, lack of exercise and high stress, and the overprescribing of medicines.
How are you going to get food companies to change the way they do business?
Well, I brought the food companies in 2 weeks after I came into office. And I got a lot of them at that point, that early on, to agree that they were going to do something about it.
But Secretary, what does that mean?
I'm answering your question. I'm answering your question. They said to us, but we need alternative vegetable-based dyes. So we have acted very quickly. We have fast-tracked the approval already last week of 3 new vegetable-based dyes that will allow them to transition to using dyes in their foods that are not petroleum-based synthetic dyes.
The report mirrors many of RFK's priorities, including calling for more scrutiny of vaccines and a review of pesticides. But it offers little in the way of concrete solutions.
In the spirit of government efficiency, why not give us a 70-page report of solutions? Because you could have written this on day one.
Well, this is the first time in history that there's been, my uncle tried to do this in 1962. This is the first time in history that all of government has come out with a consensus document that all the cabinet officials agree on. And that says we are in a existential crisis now in our country.
Finally, Secretary, I'm going to ask you a question that's a little different, but it perplexed some people, and I'd like to get your answer on it. You posted these images of you and your grandkids swimming in Rock Creek Park. There are warnings of high levels of bacteria, that the waters are contaminated, yet you jumped in. Why did you jump in and then dunk your entire body in there?
We weren't swimming in Rock Creek itself. We were swimming in one of the Rock Creek tributaries that, I don't think has those there certainly weren't any warnings. Those creeks belong to the American public. We have a right to use them for swimming, for fishing, and we should be concerned about people who are polluting them rather than people who want to exercise their rights.
Our thanks to Tom Yamas for that interview. Kennedy also said his agency will create a follow-up report with policy recommendations. That should come out within the next 100 days. Let's bring in NBC News medical analyst Dr. Vin Gupta to break this down further. Dr. Gupta, good to have you with us. This report put a lot of focus on the long-term risks of ultra-processed foods and environmental toxins to children. From a medical perspective, what do you make of the report's findings? Do you think it accurately, comprehensively addresses the real issues that are affecting the health of our country's children?
No, I don't. Good morning, Joe. It's not accurate or comprehensive by a long shot, because actually the leading cause of death of children under the age of 18 are guns. And the second leading risk factor for ill health is the use of tobacco and then ultimately youth vaping. We didn't see any mention of those two big risk factors for either ill health or death amongst kids in this country. And so, no, it's not comprehensive. And then two, it's really hard to take it seriously because at one moment we're talking about environmental toxins. Yes, I think we can all agree there's all sorts of issues when it comes to environmental health. Right at the moment that the EPA, for example, is being defunded and they're talking about deregulation, or we're talking about SNAP benefits and WIC being potentially cut for 10 million Americans over the next 8 years because of Medicaid cuts. We're talking about prevention of disease, which we know we need access to basic primary care to do well. So there's a dyssynchrony between the policy statement and the branding and what actually they're doing to affect change.
So we've got a commission that is labeling today's kids the sickest generation in American history. I think a lot of experts would probably disagree with that assessment. But was there anything about the report that really surprised you?
Well, first of all, the label that we have the sickest generation doesn't really make any sense either, because in 1900, Joe, the life expectancy of the average American was 47 years. Now it's 78. And everybody attributes that to improvements in public health and medicines that we have, and frankly, in vaccines that are more efficient and provide protection against a range of diseases much more efficiently than they did 100 years ago. So that is the difference.
Speaking of medicines, this report claims there are long-term harms associated with prescribing children certain meds. We're talking about like antibiotics and antidepressants. It's calling for more research. Do you agree with that claim, especially that a medication meant to treat mental health could do more harm than good? I mean, what does the science tell us right now?
Well, Joe, the science tells us that, yes, there's some black box warnings on antidepressants. Let's take that as an example, since they call that out, that potentially, in very rare cases, might cause increased risk of suicidal ideation. It also notes, however, and the science is very clear, that the benefits, especially in kids, of using antidepressants far outweighs any potential risks or black box warnings. So the science has long been settled here that, of course, every medication comes with potential side effects. There needs to be close monitoring, especially of these medications in kids. And yet the benefits clearly outweigh the risks based on many, many studies here. So that's inconsistent with what we know.
Dr. Vin Gupta, good to have you with us. Thank you so much. Coming up, a plot twist in the legal fight between It Ends With Us co-stars Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni after Baldoni's team drops its subpoena against Taylor Swift. The latest developments and what it could mean for the case, this is Morning News Now. We're back now with some financial headlines. A new crypto coin could be hitting the market soon. CNBC's Silvana Henao joins us with that and some other money news. Silvana, good morning.
Hey, Joe, good morning. Happy Friday. So several big U.S. banks are exploring whether to team up to issue a joint stablecoin. That's a digital asset that's typically pegged to currencies such as the U.S. dollar and are used to store cash or buy other tokens. Now, the Wall Street Journal reports the conversations so far have included companies owned by J.P. Morgan, Bank of America, Citigroup, and Wells Fargo. Banks are bracing for the possibility stablecoins may become more widely adopted under President Trump, eating into the deposits and transactions they handle. Meanwhile, Apple is aiming to release smart glasses by the end of next year as it pushes into AI-powered gadgets. Bloomberg reports they'll have cameras, microphones, and speakers, and will be able to take requests through Siri. They could also handle tasks such as phone calls, playing music, live translations, and turn-by-turn directions, similar to Meta's Ray-Ban glasses. And Disney is delaying the release of the next two movies in the Marvel Avengers series. Avengers Doomsday is moving from next May to December, and Secret Wars shifts from May to December 2027. Now, Reuters says the new schedule gives the filmmakers more time to finish the movies, which are among the biggest Disney has ever made. Doomsday, which brings Robert Downey Jr. back as the villain Dr. Doom, is already in production, Joe.
See, I assumed the delay would be because half of Hollywood is in it, and there's no way you could possibly coordinate all their schedules.
Right, that's, you would think, right? That's probably why.
Savannah, thank you so much.
You got it.
All right, now with a new twist in the Hollywood legal battle between the co-stars of the movie It Ends With Us, Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. Baldoni's team appears to be walking back its bid to involve pop superstar Taylor Swift in the case by dropping a subpoena for her to give evidence. NBC News correspondent Maggie Vespa joins us with this update. Maggie, good morning.
Hey, Joe, good morning. Yeah, so Baldoni's team saying they're dropping that subpoena because the information they needed from Taylor Swift, their words, was voluntarily provided. They haven't specified what exactly that information was. But this surprising 180 comes after Baldoni's lawyers also claimed that Blake Lively's team tried to pressure Swift into issuing a public statement of support for her. It's just the latest layer in this seemingly unending legal drama.
This morning, music icon Taylor Swift's reputation now removed from a heated Hollywood legal battle between her longtime friend Blake Lively and fellow actor Justin Baldoni. Baldoni's team now dropping a subpoena seeking to pull the superstar into the fray, saying information was voluntarily provided. Swift's team not responding to NBC News' latest request for comment, but a spokesperson earlier this month blasting the subpoena as an attempt to draw public interest by creating tabloid clickbait, adding Swift's involvement in It Ends With Us amounted to licensing one song for the film. Love you. Swift has popped up repeatedly in the legal back and forth between the co-stars after Lively first filed a lawsuit against Baldoni late last year, accusing him of sexual harassment on the set of It Ends With Us, and then orchestrating a social media smear campaign against her. Baldoni countersued, denying Lively's allegations and accusing her of defamation. Swift, sometimes referred to in legal filings as the mega celebrity friend, and in text messages turned over in the case, Lively, in a conversation with Baldoni, calls Swift one of her dragons, referencing the hit HBO show Game of Thrones. Last week, Baldoni's lawyers filing a bombshell letter citing a source who is highly likely to have reliable information, who allegedly said that Lively's lawyers made extortionate threats to Taylor Swift's law firm, demanding the singer release a statement of support for Lively. Baldoni's lawyer adding it could evidence an attempt to intimidate and coerce a potential witness. Attorneys for Lively denying the claims, and the judge ruled in the actress's favor, striking the letter from the case, calling it improper and irrelevant.
It doesn't make any legal difference whatsoever, but we're talking about it because they're also trying to win a PR battle as much as they're trying to win a legal battle.
That legal battle between the It Ends With Us stars still in full swing, but it may end here for Taylor Swift.
May end here for Taylor Swift. That's the key word. Swift's name, of course, has already been mentioned in documents submitted to the court in this case, so she could really get pulled back into this, our legal experts tell us. Meanwhile, Blake Lively's team has accused Baldoni's of, when it comes to the subpoena, exploiting Swift's celebrity to try and distract from the substance of this case. And it's worth noting, Joe, we have a long road ahead. In this case, the trial, if it gets to that point, isn't set to start until March of next year. So almost a full year to go.
Nearly a year away, and it just continues to escalate.
Exactly.
All right, Maggie, thank you so much. So it might be the unofficial start of summer, but I think we can safely call it the official start of barbecue season. And there's no better way to celebrate than by visiting a new museum that honors one of America's favorite foods. NBC's Stephanie Gosk takes us there.
A plate of barbecue in this country isn't just a meal.
We have burnt ends, then we've got pulled pork.
It's a smoky, sticky mess of American culture.
Oh my God, that is so good.
And how it's served, dry, wet, spicy, sweet. tells a generations-old story of where you are.
I'm a food writer by trade who kind of fell in love with the story of barbecue.
Which is why Jonathan Bender thought barbecue needed more than a smoker and a hot grill. It needed a museum.
The people are truly the story of barbecue.
And Kansas City, a mecca for the beloved meats, was the perfect place. Just ask the guys at Joe's Barbecue.
I guarantee the way we cook brisket and burnt-ends is different than anybody else.
But at the new museum, it is not all about Kansas City style.
You look between Columbia and Charleston, that's what's called the mustard belt.
There is a room dedicated to every region. There's even room for sides. Well, one side. Bender says he doesn't actually have loyalty to a particular style of barbecue.
You were born and raised here in Kansas City.
I'm not, actually. I'm originally
You're from?
From Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Which kind of makes him the perfect impartial observer, sharing his love with a century-old process.
They discovered that if you cook something for a low temperature for a long time, we call it low and slow, you can produce something sublime.
A museum, he says, was long overdue. Stephanie Gosk, NBC News, Kansas City.
Now I want barbecue for breakfast. All right, coming up, the kids might say she's bussin'. When we come back, we're going to take you to Minnesota, where a beloved school bus driver is celebrating a major career milestone. We're going to hop on for a ride next on Morning News Now. Finally this hour, one school bus driver in southern Minnesota is reaching a milestone decades in the making. My dear friend, reporter Boyd Hoopert from our Twin Cities affiliate KARE 11 in Minnesota went along for a ride.
Never a doubt who'll be first each day on bus number 5.
Good morning. Good morning.
This isn't just morning in Truman for Cheryl Barrickman.
This is it.
This is life.
Sometimes the kids are a little sleepy on Monday mornings.
And the driver?
That too, baby.
Life on Cheryl's bus comes with a smile.
Morning.
She believes the first person her kids see after leaving home should flash sunshine.
Good morning. The Broodley girls. Good morning.
My name's Sydney and her name's
Sydney
Peyton.
and Peyton aren't aware that Cheryl was alone among men when she started driving bus at 23. They're also unaware how long she stayed.
I am 80.
Wow.
So they've yet to do the math to know how long bus number 5 has had the same driver.
I've been driving, this is my 57th year, yeah.
That's a lot.
Kind of like having a grandma on board.
That's true, yeah.
Except, says Elena Clausen,
My grandma's younger.
still, the 80-year-old driver of a big bus on the prairie knows wind and snowstorms.
The road was covered.
And stories.
Little kindergartner was sitting in the front seat. I'll roll down the window and look out the side, he said, for you, and if I see the edge, I'll tell you that you're too close to the edge.
That is the laugh of a woman whose life
Okay, Brian.
is kids.
That will work.
Just ask Heidi Boyle,
She loves kids.
a kid.
Yeah, yep,
Cheryl,
yep.
4.
She was a 4-H leader, Sunday school teacher. Everything she does is for the kids.
Including
Every day.
this.
I pray before I get on the bus that I have a safe journey with the bus and that in some way I bless these children's lives.
But if kids are Cheryl's fuel,
Right.
her heart belonged to Keith.
He died on January 1st of 22, so yeah, I do miss him, yes.
For his gravestone, the farmer picked a tractor. So what do you suppose Cheryl chose to represent her life?
Even in death, yes, yes.
Which is where we had planned to end this story.
Usually, this lot's empty.
Until Cheryl returned to the bus garage.
I don't know what's going on. I pretty much just sent out a text. See what all these cars are about out here.
When word got out, a television station would be following Cheryl.
Everybody showed up. Hey, what's happening in here?
Home family
Hi, Alyssa. Hi.
arrived
She's very surprised. Tiger!
with bus family.
Hey, this is an old bus kid.
Hiya, Ben.
All right.
She was at every sporting event. Alex Boyle's grandmother
Oh my gosh, hi, Arlo.
drove him there.
She never saw the end of games because she had to get the bus warmed up.
Everyone has a story.
I was on the bus 54 years ago.
And I was on the bus 2 years ago.
When Carter Gieske started school, his dad, Peter, thought,
well, she's still driving.
Isn't that just cool?
The confection and affection left the bus driver
This is surprising. It's great.
in need of wipers. Even 80-year-olds haven't seen everything.
I guess I didn't think I was that special. Everybody wave!
Those in Truman who disagree would fill buses.
I love them all.
Congratulations, Grandma Cheryl.
Thank you, Anna.
80 and alive.
Thank you.
On bus 5.
You bet. I love you so much.
Good. Good.
Our thanks to Boyd Hooper for sharing Cheryl's story. Congratulations to her. That's going to do it for this hour of Morning News Now. News continues right now. Good Friday morning. I'm Joe Fryer. Savannah is off today. Right now on Morning News Now, somber solidarity. Solemn tributes are pouring in across Washington and beyond for the young couple gunned down at D.C.'s Capitol Jewish Museum. The slew of charges their suspected killer now faces as prosecutors investigate the attack as a potential hate crime. Also this morning, the Trump administration's brewing battle with one of America's top universities. The White House now barring Harvard from enrolling students from outside of the U.S., saying it's concerned about anti-Semitism on its campus. The school's fiery response as Health Secretary RFK Jr. unveils his sweeping plan to make America healthy again. Plus, America's holiday hustle kicking into high gear this morning. AAA predicting 45 million people will take to those bustling highways and skyways for the unofficial start of summer. But will Mother Nature play nice after quite the soaking from that nasty nor'easter? Our Angie Lastman is standing by with your full forecast. And if you're looking to cash in on all those hot holiday deals this weekend, we've got you covered. The top spots where you can save a little extra green to get your summer started off right. Let's begin this hour in Washington, where we're learning more about the suspect who shot and killed 2 Israeli embassy staffers on Wednesday. Social media video shows the suspect shouting, "Free, free Palestine," as he was led away from the scene. Identified by police as Elias Rodriguez, he was charged with first and second-degree murder and other crimes yesterday. U.S. and Israeli officials have condemned the attack as anti-Semitic. The FBI is investigating whether the shooting could be hate-motivated. NBC News national correspondent Aaron Gilchrist has more from Washington.
Joe, good morning. People have been leaving notes and flowers outside the Capitol Jewish Museum. They're paying tribute to the young couple whose life together was cut far too short. Now, the museum remains closed, and the police here have increased their law enforcement presence outside synagogues and churches all around the city. Meanwhile, the suspect in this case has made his first court appearance, and prosecutors say he is eligible for the death penalty. Overnight, a solemn vigil outside the White House to remember the lives of Sarah Milgram and Yaron Lashinsky. The young couple who worked together at the Israeli embassy in Washington were shot and killed after an event at the Capitol Jewish Museum.
We have great memories, but the future is gone.
Robert Milgram says his daughter was passionate about the environment and Israel, and that she had met Yaron while working at the embassy.
She was as close to perfect as any human could be, and she was recently very much in love with Yaron.
Milgram says he only learned after their deaths that Yaron, an Israeli citizen, had recently purchased an engagement ring and planned to propose next week in Jerusalem. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu calling their alleged killer, Elias Rodriguez, a brutal terrorist.
The terrorists who cruelly gunned them down did so for one reason and one reason alone. He wanted to kill Jews.
Authorities say Rodriguez flew from Chicago to D.C. one day before the shooting with a declared firearm in his checked baggage. They say surveillance video shows Rodriguez shooting the victims from behind, then again at closer range before going into the museum. Officers saying they recovered a handgun and 21 spent shell casings at the scene after they escorted a shouting Rodriguez out of the museum.
Free Palestine!
Paige Siegel attended the museum event and heard multiple gunshots. She says she tried to comfort a man later identified as the suspect before growing suspicious of him.
They say you're at a Jewish museum
And immediately that triggered him into like his fit of rage. He starts screaming, I did it, talking about shooting the people outside.
Rodriguez now faces multiple charges, including 2 counts of first-degree murder and murder of foreign officials. Investigators say more charges could be pending as they look into this as a possible hate crime and act of terror.
Make no mistake, this attack was targeted anti-Semitic violence, and it won't be tolerated.
Rodriguez has not yet entered a plea, and investigators say there is still a lot of evidence that needs to be sorted and people they need to speak to about Rodriguez. Prosecutors say that he traveled to D.C. for a conference related to his work, and they say he told them that he bought a ticket to the event at the museum here just 3 hours before it started. Joe?
All right, Aaron, thank you. The ongoing feud between President Trump and Harvard University continues to escalate. The Trump administration announced that it's barring the Ivy League school from enrolling international students. It's not just new students. The Department of Homeland Security says thousands of students currently enrolled at Harvard must now transfer to another school. NBC News senior White House correspondent Garrett Hake joins us with the latest developments out of Washington. Garrett, good morning.
Joe, what started months ago with the administration's stated concerns about anti-Semitism on Harvard's campus and a grant funding freeze has now spiraled into this full-fledged showdown between the government and the nation's oldest university. The new move by DHS stunning Harvard students and prompting a federal lawsuit filed by Harvard this morning, which calls the government's actions clear retaliation and a blatant violation of the First Amendment. This morning, the Trump administration ramping up its battle with one of the country's most prestigious universities, with the Department of Homeland Security announcing Harvard is now barred from enrolling foreign students. It also ordered more than 6,700 international students currently enrolled, over a quarter of Harvard's student body, to transfer or lose their legal status.
They will have to find some other university to go to, and hopefully they find one that cares about them and provides a safe environment.
The White House says Harvard has become a, quote, hotbed of anti-American, anti-Semitic, pro-terrorist agitators, adding the university now must face the consequences of their actions. In a statement, Harvard calling the move unlawful, adding, we are fully committed to maintaining Harvard's ability to host our international students and scholars. Carl Molden is a Harvard student from Austria studying government. Do you think you'll be back at Harvard in the fall?
It's hard to make a call, I hope. I'm uncertain. I think with this administration, anything can happen.
DHS is demanding Harvard turn over disciplinary, criminal, and protest records for all students over the last 5 years. The administration also releasing a new report that paints a grim picture of the health of American children.
We will not stop until we defeat the chronic disease epidemic.
Health Secretary Robert Kennedy Jr. unveiling a new Make America Healthy Again report that calls today's kids the sickest generation in American history, blaming ultra-processed foods, environmental toxins, a lack of exercise, and the overprescribing of medicines. NBC's Tom Yamas asking the health secretary about it.
If you had a magic wand right now, what's one thing you would change about the way people eat in America?
I think ultra-processed food, I think that is the root cause, and sugars. I think if we could get rid of those, we could virtually get rid of diabetes in this country.
The other big story we're following at the White House this morning is this crypto dinner the president attended for about an hour last night at his Virginia golf club, which was held for the top 220 investors in a cryptocurrency meme coin that bears the president's name and that Trump-affiliated companies profit from when it's traded. And the president's faced bipartisan criticism for his involvement in this dinner, with Democrats claiming it's part of an ongoing effort to profit off the presidency. Joe, the White House said yesterday that Mr. Trump was there in his personal capacity. They insisted the dinner complied with ethics rules, but when I pressed, they refused to disclose the names of the attendees, who spent on average $1.8 million for the privilege of going to that dinner. Joe?
All right, Garrett, thank you so much. One of the busiest travel weekends of the year now officially underway. 45 million Americans are expected to be on the go this Memorial Day weekend, but the unofficial start of summer is expected to bring some unseasonably cold temperatures. Several storms are brewing nationwide. Let's go to NBC's Marissa Parra at Chicago's O'Hare Airport with more. Marissa, good morning.
Hey, Joe, good morning. We are expecting travel numbers we have not seen in decades. Now, I don't want to rain on anyone's parade, but just a heads up, depending on where you're going, you may want to pack your umbrella.
This morning, millions of Americans are hoping this Memorial Day weekend won't be a total washout.
I think winter's coming instead of summer.
Severe weather threatening holiday barbecues and trips to the beach.
It's cold and wet up here.
AAA says 45 million Americans will be taking trains, planes, and automobiles, with most of them expected to hit the road this weekend. The good news, gas is just $3.08 a gallon on average, the cheapest since 2021.
We did 12 hours yesterday and then about 3 today, so it'll be another 2 hours.
But for those flying to their holiday destinations,
get there early and make sure you have your IDs and all of that straight so it can run smooth for you.
the TSA bracing for up to 18 million people to pass through from now until Wednesday. In Newark, New Jersey, the epicenter of recent travel headaches, the FAA reduced the number of hourly departures and arrivals at one of the nation's busiest airports during one of the busiest travel weekends.
I flew in here on a wing and a prayer, hoping that, I would not have any difficulties.
But a rare May nor'easter already dampening travel plans in the Northeast.
I'd rather it be delayed than having to fly through this type of weather.
As heavy rain and strong winds whip through the East Coast.
We actually had to turn the heat on.
In New Jersey, Beyoncé performing in front of a sea of ponchos in her latest soggy stadium stop. Proving her Bayhive will get information, rain or shine. Spring send-off into summer, off to a stormy start.
The weather here is freezing. I can't wait to get home.
And as we mentioned, the most popular method of travel remains by road. So if you are taking to the car, just keep in mind that the best time to leave is before 11 a.m. and after 8 p.m. to avoid the worst of the traffic. But Joe, I am hoping for everyone's sake that if you are hitting the road, the skies, the trains, you're headed to somewhere with a little bit more, a little bit more sun than maybe what you and I are seeing right now, Joe.
Yeah, no kidding. And if you have to go to a Beyonce concert, at least the cowboy hat, sort of maybe protects some of your head from the rain. So let's look at it that way. All right, Marissa, thank you so much. Let's bring in meteorologist Angie Lassman with a look at your Memorial Day weekend forecast. Angie, good morning.
Morning, Joe. I can always count on you to bring the optimism, look on the bright side, and that is exactly what I'm going to do, too, when it comes to the forecast this weekend. We do have plenty of sunshine that we're expecting out west, and you can see we're starting off the morning like that. San Francisco, LA, Albuquerque, El Paso, even Denver looking fairly quiet. We do have a couple of thunderstorms that are starting to get charged up in the middle of the country. Specifically, the plains is one spot that we're going to look over a prolonged period of time, really through the weekend, that could see some unsettled weather. We've also got some of this rain that's still sitting across parts of New England. It does include some of that higher elevation snow. Most of this will stick with us through the morning hours and even the afternoon hours today, and then kind of start to wrap up, and we'll be set up for a drier weekend, although not feeling all that summer-like across that region. Let's talk about the travel trouble spots that I really want you to focus on. So as we look to today, of course, the rain, the wind, the low clouds, all of that could impact you, but it's the plains where we'll see those strong to severe storms. And we do have some thunderstorms expected across parts of South Florida. So Miami International Airport, likely a trouble spot. Boston, New York, potentially New Orleans. You could see some iffy conditions there, but we really start to see things increase in intensity for the severe storm threat as we get into tomorrow. LA, maybe some low clouds, but it's really places along I-70, I-35, and the Kansas City Airport that I would specifically look to for some likely delays for your Saturday plans. By Sunday, it's the same area. We're still dealing with the severe weather. We've got the chance for heavy rain. That flood threat will be increasing from the plains to the mid-Mississippi Valley. And of course, it's going to be wet for any outdoor plans. St. Louis, Nashville, those are spots that you're likely going to see some delays, but it's possible for Kansas City, Dallas, and of course, Atlanta as well. And here's Monday, Memorial Day. We've still got the plains dealing with the severe storms. That's not going anywhere all weekend long. We'll see the lower Mississippi Valley also get in on the action, Joe. So some of these airports, there's a whole lot of them, potentially could be a headache on Monday. I think indoor plans it is for folks that live in the plains in the southeast.
Don't use your grill indoors, but maybe you can figure out
always good advice
a
to
way
follow.
to replicate
the stove, perhaps.
There you go. Thank you, Angie.
You got
Appreciate it. Investigators are looking into a deadly small plane crash in San Diego. Terrified residents in a military housing neighborhood were forced to flee their homes. NBC News correspondent Liz Kreutz has the latest from the crash site.
Well, hey there, it was a terrifying scene here. That plane originated at Teterboro Airport in New Jersey, briefly stopping in Wichita, Kansas to refuel before continuing on to here in San Diego, where it then crashed into that home behind me. I spoke to the family that was inside the home. They were miraculously able to escape. But we are learning new details about the victims on that plane, including a music agent and drummer. This morning, the cause of a deadly plane crash in San Diego under investigation. The impact sparking a massive fireball that engulfed cars on the street. The explosion shown in new surveillance video from the neighborhood and sending families fleeing into the darkness.
We got multiple explosions over here. We're doing evacuation. We got multiple houses on fire.
8 people on the ground injured. Ben and Sujana McCarty's home took a direct hit, the plane slamming into their living room.
What a terrifying way to be jolted awake.
13 years in the military. I've seen a lot of scary things. It's the scariest thing that I think I'll ever experience.
The couple and their children scrambling out of their home with the help of neighbors.
Climb the ladder! Climb the ladder! I can't, bro.
So they got a step ladder, threw it over the fence.
Hung it over the
and
side.
then we sent the kids up first.
About 100 residents evacuated and pets impacted too, covered in jet fuel.
The crash happened early Thursday morning as the private Cessna attempted to land at a small nearby airport during dense fog.
Struck power lines about 2 miles southeast of the airport, then collided with a house.
The plane heard communicating about the weather before the incident.
6 Delta Sierra SoCal, you can make descent okay from there. You want me to turn you out to the south? 6 Delta Sierra, no, I think we'll be all right.
In a statement, a representative for Sound Talent Group says 3 of its employees were killed in the crash, including co-founder and music agent Dave Shapiro. The agency writing, "We are devastated by the loss."
No one could say a bad word about him. He was just a beautiful, beautiful guy.
And the father of drummer Daniel Williams, a former member of the metal group The Devil Wears Prada, telling TMZ his son was among the victims. Williams had posted shots from the cockpit shortly before takeoff. The band writing, "No words. We owe you everything. Love you forever." Now, authorities have not confirmed his death. 24 hours later here, you can still smell the jet fuel. The NTSB is here investigating, and authorities are looking into if weather was a factor here. In fact, a source with knowledge of the investigation says that the automated weather system that tells pilots the conditions at an airport was out of service. Back to you.
All right, Liz, thank you. This morning, a major victory for those who are fighting to preserve the separation of church and state. An Oklahoma Supreme Court ruling that barred the state's Catholic diocese from launching the nation's first religious public charter school will remain in place. It comes after the nation's Supreme Court deadlocked in a 4-4 vote on the matter yesterday. Oklahoma Supreme Court and its Republican Attorney General had said that opening a statewide virtual school funded by taxpayer dollars that promotes the Catholic faith, well, that would violate both federal and state law. Now, supporters of the school, including the governor, say the state's decision violates their religious rights. NBC News Now legal analyst Angela Sanadella joins us now to look more at this. So this is kind of a weird one because it's 4-4. We don't really have opinions written on this. We don't know who was for it and who was against it. We can maybe make some assumptions. Amy Coney Barrett essentially recused herself from this one. We don't fully know why. But this basically put like 2 clauses of the First Amendment kind of against each other that are contradictory. Explain this one.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So at conflict are the tensions between both aspects of the religious part of the First Amendment. So on one hand, the government can never establish any religion. That's what we know as the Establishment Clause. But on the other hand, the government cannot discriminate against or between any religions. That's what we know as the Free Exercise Clause. So what school supporters here were saying that if the government ever invites any groups to participate in government funding, they can't then discriminate against one group just because they have a religious bent. But then we have here what the Oklahoma Supreme Court said, which stands now because the Supreme Court split in this ruling, which means that what stands is what the Oklahoma said. And they said that, look, in this case, the charter school is acting as a governmental entity, as a surrogate of the state. And because of that, you can't have a governmental entity establishing a Catholic religion here. Also, the Oklahoma Attorney General, though, really vigorously repeated that just because we are going to allow a Catholic school in this case, that maybe the people of Oklahoma aren't realizing that in order to follow constitutional principles, if they allowed that, they would also then have to allow, for example, radical Islamic schools, all sorts of different religions in order to not discriminate.
It would just open the door, and of course, all that would have to be funded by the public. So we really don't have the answer to one of these key questions here in this case, which was, is a public school and a charter school the same, essentially, when it comes to public funding? funding. Talk about why that's important and whether that issue could maybe at some point make its way back to the court.
Yeah, Joe, that is extremely important because the whole point of charter schools is to give parents choice, right? It's the option that is different from the state. So that's why these school supporters were saying that we are offering a different option. That's the whole point of this. And so that's why it shouldn't be treated exactly as a state. But what the state here and the Supreme Court of Oklahoma did say is that no, because education has to be standardized across the board, even if it is a charter school that is different, there's so many standards of curriculum they have to follow that the government would have to get very intimately involved in the planning. And that's why it was not allowed.
Before I let you go, I want to get to another issue. Yesterday, the Supreme Court granted a Trump administration request to allow the president to fire members of independent agencies. But the court said that doesn't apply to the Federal Reserve. Why that exception?
So the Federal Reserve has this long history in this country of theoretically being not political, being quasi-independent, being quasi-private in the tradition of like the first and second historic banks of this country. And it's because the Federal Reserve is supposed to set long-term monetary policy, take care of our long-term nation's monetary health, and not be subject to kind of the political back and forth of a different administration. But we did have a dissent here, for example, from Justice Kagan, who said, no, that doesn't make any sense because the Federal Reserve chair is the same as the FTC, the FCC, et cetera. So it's certainly controversial.
It's an issue people have been talking about with President Trump, talking about whether or not Jerome Powell should stick around as they debate all these issues over inflation. All right. Good to have you with us, Angela Senadella. Thank you so much. Much more to come on this hour of Morning News Now. A little later, why some parents of children with special needs are voicing new concerns over President Trump's push to shut down the Department of Education. First, after the break, vital humanitarian aid finally reaching Palestinians in Gaza, but the UN is saying it is not enough. We have got the latest next. Welcome back. In the Middle East, aid is finally being distributed in Gaza after Israel ended its 11-week blockade earlier this week. The Israeli military said that 107 aid trucks crossed into Gaza yesterday. They delivered food, medicine, and other critical humanitarian aid to multiple destinations across the enclave. But the UN warns this aid is nowhere near enough for the crisis on the ground. This comes in response to international pressure on Israel for its aid blockade and the latest ground offensive in Gaza. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu launched a scathing verbal attack on the leaders of Britain, France, and Canada yesterday, saying they, quote, bought into Hamas propaganda. NBC News international correspondent Matt Bradley joins us now from Tel Aviv with the latest. Matt, good morning. So first, what can you tell us about these remarks from Netanyahu and how the leaders he mentioned are responding?
Well, those remarks from Netanyahu, Joe, came in the context of the killing of those two Israeli embassy officials in Washington, D.C. And we've seen a lot of Israeli officials reacting to that, using those killings, the assassinations, really as a cudgel with which to beat their domestic political enemies. We've seen that with some center-left and left-wing figures here who have been under attack, saying that they were somehow, their comments against Israel's war in the Gaza Strip were emboldening people like the man who killed these two people or is suspected of killing these two people. These attacks really sprung from a statement that was issued by those three governments earlier in the week, condemning Israel's expanded operations in the Gaza Strip and its decision to continue most of its blockade of food and medical goods into the Gaza Strip. Now, we saw that blockade breaking just a couple of nights ago, and more on that later. But this was a scathing attack. We heard from actually one of the top military officials in Britain saying that, he agrees with what the Prime Minister of Britain, Keir Starmer, was saying in that statement, along with Emmanuel Macron of France and Carney of Canada. But they are not siding with Hamas, he said. They are siding basically with the humanitarian cause of helping the Palestinian people.
Matt, can you describe for us these aid trucks, how they were received yesterday by the aid workers in Gaza that are getting the supplies and aid to the Palestinians who need them?
Yeah, I mean, this has been a chaotic rollout. This is the first aid trucks that have arrived in the Gaza Strip. As you said, about 100 more just today, according to the Israelis. entered into the Kerem Shalom crossing. We don't know whether or not they've actually gone further into the Gaza Strip. That's another question entirely. I spoke with the head of, or one of the main representatives of Doctors Without Borders here in Israel just a couple of days ago, and he was describing how the security restrictions make it very, very difficult to transfer goods into the Gaza Strip, even after the Israelis have sort of slightly loosened that blockade that has been in place for 11 weeks now. We also heard from the World Food Program. They said that some of their trucks of flour, dozens of them, had been looted. And this is another major issue. We're talking about a population that has been without outside food for 11 weeks. They are desperate. And so it's very dangerous for people who are trying to distribute the goods that are coming in, the very, very small amount of goods that are coming in, because of armed gangs and because of people who are just so hungry that they're willing to take matters into their own hands and loot food and medical supplies from some of these trucks.
So, I mean, Matt, the World Health Organization said in a statement yesterday that 4 major hospitals in Gaza had to suspend service this past week because of their proximity to attacks or to evacuation zones. And that organization expects more to follow suit as the Israeli military advances inside the enclave. Some of the arriving aid trucks carried medical equipment. How are those supplies being distributed safely to the places that do need them most?
Yeah, I mean, as I just described, Joe, I mean, the short answer is I don't really know. And the fact is, as I said, this is a situation that is chaotic. We're seeing armed gangs who are roaming around, looting some of these trucks. The fact is that the medical system in the Gaza Strip is almost at a breaking point. Some 20 out of 36 hospitals in the Gaza Strip are only partially functioning. Many of these hospitals are completely out of service. There's been recorded 900 attacks on medical facilities ever since October 7th by the Israelis. So this is a system that is really straining and one that is struggling to meet the huge number of casualties that are coming in from these expanding bombing campaigns by the Israelis.
All right, Matt Bradley, thank you so much. We've also got new developments this morning on the war in Ukraine as Ukrainian forces launch a massive drone assault on Russia. NBC reporter Matt Bodner has the latest on that and some other international headlines. Matt, good morning.
Joe, good morning. Ukraine this week conducted one of its largest drone assaults on Russia since the start of the war. Beginning Tuesday night and running for 36 hours on through Thursday morning, Russian authorities say that they shot down almost 500 Ukrainian drones. It's unclear how much damage this attack caused, nor how many drones overall Ukraine fired. Ukraine has not commented on this strike. However, it does follow a series of extremely large Russian attacks on Ukrainian cities over the past week or so, all the while Putin and his envoys have rebuffed calls for a ceasefire. However, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov today said a memorandum leading to a ceasefire is coming along. Moving along now to the Indian Ocean, the British government signed an agreement Thursday to hand over sovereignty over the Chagos Islands to Mauritius. The UK says the deal ensures that the US and United Kingdom can continue to operate a vital military base on the island of Diego Garcia, which is the largest island in the Chagos Island chain. The move has not been without controversy here in the UK, which has held control over the Chagos Islands for 200 years. Critics say the move to hand them over to Mauritius leaves the future of the base at risk to foreign influence. And we'll wrap up this hour right here in the UK. Fans of the viral Labubu dolls are furious after the maker of the dolls decided to pull the toys from all UK stores amid a flurry of reports of customers fighting over them. Pop Mart, the makers behind the dolls, told the BBC it has paused sales in all 16 of its stores until June to, quote, prevent any potential safety issues. The toys have become a TikTok trend after being seen with celebrities like Dua Lipa and Rihanna. Back to you, Joe.
Looks like if a Cabbage Patch doll and a gremlin had a child.
I'm at a loss.
All right, whatever people want. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it. Coming up, a different kind of war on drugs being waged against some popular telehealth companies. When Morning News Now returns, why one pharma giant is sounding the alarm over knockoffs that are being prescribed to patients. That's next. Stay with us. We're back with new scrutiny against several leading virtual care companies. So last month, pharmaceutical giant Eli Lilly sued 4 prominent telehealth organizations for what they call illegal knockoffs of their drugs. Well, now some patients say they faced life-altering health issues after using those online platforms. NBC News Now anchor Zinklai Esamwa explains.
So today you take all of these medications after you say you got finasteride from a telehealth company.
Correct.
In his late 20s, Alex Milam, a pharmacy student, began noticing his hairline receding.
So he sought out finasteride, commonly used for hair loss treatment.
So did you speak with a doctor? Did you see a doctor?
I never saw a doctor. And I only spoke to a doctor via like a patient portal type situation. So I never spoke on the phone.
Milam went online seeking a prescription from a direct-to-consumer telehealth company, Keeps.
And I basically entered my name and my personal information. I answered about 12-question quiz, and then they get back to you pretty quickly. This is Dr. So-and-so, and I've deemed the fact that you have male pattern baldness, and we can start your treatment pretty much right here and right now.
But Milam says after over a year and a half on the medication.
So the first thing that I noticed one day was I basically woke up and I realized that my genitals had gone somewhat numb.
He gradually developed sexual dysfunction, insomnia, and anxiety. His symptoms growing so severe, he took a leave of absence from school.
I've never actually heard of anyone starting that medication that early. They start finasteride on men as young as 18.
I also see generate AI response.
Right.
Milam says he reached out to his telehealth provider, but replies were unhelpful. So he kept taking finasteride and ultimately was diagnosed by a different doctor with a rare condition, post-finasteride syndrome. Today, that medication and others remain widely marketed by direct-to-consumer telehealth companies, which make money by charging patients directly for virtual consultations, subscription plans, and medication sales. Unlike traditional healthcare providers, which have strict medical advertising regulations, they can directly market to consumers.
Join us in the fight for a healthier America.
There are plenty of men that I see in my clinic that have gone on to have telehealth experiences, and they're coming to me with really serious issues.
Urologist Jesse Mills says while the companies are efficient, without consistent in-person medical attention, patients risk care that misses the mark.
At the end of the day, if the goal of telehealth platform that you're on is to sell something to you, then that's the wrong platform.
Several of these companies now face multiple lawsuits and probes.
Today, medications from direct-to-consumer telehealth companies can be accessed online fairly quickly. Right now, I'm trying to see if I can get a GLP-1 from one company. I spoke with my doctor, and based on my weight and medical history, they say GLP-1s would not be an appropriate first line of treatment for someone like me. But let's see what happens when I put my information in.
In just minutes, I got the green light for a variety of medications, including one for epilepsy, which can be used off-label for weight loss. While more consumers turn to these companies for their medications, former users like Alex Milam warn of the risks. The now 32-year-old is back in pharmacy school, hoping his studies will one day help him find a cure for post-finasteride syndrome.
How did it feel to realize that you had something with no cure?
No, there's no words, really. Just there's nothing.
30 Madison, the parent company of Keeps that Milam initially used to obtain his prescription, did not respond to multiple requests for comment.
If someone was considering using a telehealth company to acquire a drug, what would you tell them?
I would tell them, is it worth your life? Is it worth, if whatever you're trying to get, say a specific drug for, but especially a hair loss drug, is it worth your hair? I don't think so.
Zinclair Samoa, NBC News.
A federal judge on Thursday blocked the Trump administration from dismantling the Department of Education and ordered that all fired employees be reinstated. Now, the White House says it's going to appeal that ruling. As the court fight plays out, some parents of students with special needs worry that without the department's funding and support, their children's futures are at risk. NBC News correspondent Rahima Ellis has more.
Education is under attack. Across the country, anxiety is growing as President Trump pushes to shut down the Department of Education.
I will sign an executive order to begin eliminating the Federal Department of Education once and for all.
It's particularly unsettling for parents of the 7.5 million special needs students nationwide, all who rely on the federal government to provide supplemental funds and oversight of how states and local school districts use those dollars to help educate children in need.
A lot of parents are scrambling right now to figure out where they stand. They're not really sure what's going to happen from here.
It's really scary for parents.
Nobody really knows how the dust is going to settle on this.
Trump recently announcing the DOE's special needs program would be moved to the Department of Health and Human Services, raising more concern because that department fired 10,000 workers.
Employees turned away, told they no longer had jobs.
New Jersey mom Megan Beerley's daughter is dyslexic.
Dismantling the oversight that oversees these things and provides protections for our children. It's really scary to just have that ripped out from under us.
Her family spent thousands of dollars putting her daughter through testing, then transferring her to 2 different private schools specializing in children with disabilities.
When I look at kind of this journey and the cost of it all, I'm not willing to let go of this and have another family have to follow and endure what we have.
Texas mom Jasmine Dean agrees. She has 3 children with dyslexia and says none of her kids got the full support they needed from her school district, even after she filed a complaint through the DOE's Office of Civil Rights, a division swamped with 12,000 pending investigations into civil rights violations in schools, half of which involve students with disabilities. Dean filed a complaint against her school district for discrimination.
And here we are 3 years later, 4 years later, still waiting for the results.
Her son's education, she says, was always on the line.
He has not been served through public education.
Frustrated, Dean eventually taking matters into her own hands, opening a school for kids with dyslexia. Still, the school receives some financial support from the DOE.
We need more people focused on it, not less people.
Senator Chris Van Hollen from Maine is now calling on Congress to take action on education.
Moving the special education programs out of the Department of Education and into the Department of Health and Human Services undermines the entire purpose of the IDA program in special education, which is to make sure kids with disabilities have equal opportunities.
Acknowledging under the original law, the funding goals were never fully met. He wants Congress to recommit to the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act by reintroducing it as the IDEA Full Funding Act. But what happens while parents wait for Congress to do something?
It's not entirely clear how this effect is going to shake out in every school district.
Mike Hansen is with the Brookings Institution, a nonpartisan education think tank.
Despite the president's rhetoric about giving the power back to the states, it's actually always been in state and local government's hands. Whether or not they want to follow Trump's lead on some of these policies and executive orders, or versus whether they want to be a little bit more resistant to those orders, that's going to vary by different states.
I believe that there is a place for a Department of Education. I do believe that this is an opportunity to pivot and change.
Equal access to education for students with special needs facing a critical test. Rahima Ellis, NBC News.
Coming up, the unofficial start of summer is upon us. Memorial Day weekend is, of course, all about the barbecues, those background hangs, some fun in the sun, if the weather holds up. But we also can't forget about the sales, where you can spot some of the sweetest summertime deals to keep your wallet happy this season. And since we're talking cents, why the humble and often misunderstood penny is about to become a thing of the past. I've got more on that next. We're back now with some easy ways to save big bucks this summer. Memorial Day sales are already in full swing, and with the new season right around the corner, it's the perfect time to maybe start making some plans. NBC News business and data correspondent Brian Chung is here with some of the hottest tips for summer savings. So let's start with the big sales. There's so much uncertainty right now, especially with tariffs. So what should we buy?
Yeah, Memorial Day is usually associated with good sales on mattresses as well as cars, but there are some tariff implications. Let's start off with, though, mattresses, furniture, and appliances. We are still seeing some pretty good deals with the business team, 40-50% off those types of items at places like Best Buy, Mattress Firm, as well as Wayfair. Spring and summer apparel, it's a good time to get a swimsuit right now if you want to get ready for that pool party or that big trip coming up later on this summer. But cars is the one where we're thinking about tariffs. One advice from Edmunds is that take a look at what cars are actually made here in the United States. And it's not as simple as having a domestic brand on the front of the vehicle, because even foreign automakers in many cases assemble a lot of their vehicles in the United States. So just go into the showroom, ask questions, figure out which ones might be tariff protected. The one thing to wait on will be electronics, because experts tell us that really the better time to buy would be the Amazon Prime deal days in July, as well as late as Black Friday, if you can wait.
Some good advice there. All right, let's talk about concerts. If you're living in the New York area, you saw last night all the cowboy hats everywhere. Beyonce's here building all weekend long. But what are some ways to save cash when it comes to seeing those big summer concerts?
Yeah, well, look, I mean, obviously for those big splashy concerts, they will be expensive. The cheapest tickets I think I saw to get into Beyonce at MetLife yesterday was $73. When it comes to other types of tickets, though, Live Nation is offering a ticket to summer, $30 all in, Joe, including fees for acts like Cyndi Lauper, Kesha, Little Big Town. So there are some ways to score some relatively cheap tickets this summer. By the way, for those other concerts, even for Beyonce, generally it's okay to look at last-minute tickets. Yes, you do run the risk of maybe those tickets selling out, but 24 to 48 hours out, you might see some resellers say, you know what, I'll lower my prices to get them out the door, and then make sure you're monitoring sites like Ticketmaster, StubHub, SeatGeek, and Vivid to make sure that you're truly getting the best price for the seat that you're looking for.
And sometimes last-minute tickets are actually released by the Ticketmaster and those folks,
exactly.
too. So we're talking about tickets, sports. Yeah. What should we do there?
Yeah, so look, it's a great time if you want to go out to a ballpark, enjoy the nice weather, have a few dogs, maybe some beers as well. And you can get some good prices as well. If you look at the Chicago White Sox, you can get tickets for under $20. I just went to a San Francisco Giants game earlier this week and was able to get in for under $30. But another piece of advice that is good to look at, ticket packages. So let's say, for example, you're going to see the Angels in California. You can get 4 tickets for $44. That'll include concessions. It'll include even a souvenir cup. Also look at midweek games. Those tend to be a little bit cheaper than the weekend games. And by the way, it is also WNBA season. The WNBA is a little bit more expensive these days because of the hype that is built around it, but you can still get into the door for under $30 in the case of the Seattle Storm, as well as the Las Vegas Aces, to see some fantastic basketball.
My baseball tip, this is not for the faint of heart, but we just commit that we're going to go to a game, and we just go, stand outside the stadium, wait till about 2 minutes before it starts, look at StubHub, tickets drop.
Every time I go see a ball game, it's always last minute.
There you go. All right. Let's talk about movies, because a lot of folks, especially this weekend, are going to be indoors, but we've got the Jurassic World movie. We got Freakier Friday, which a lot of folks are looking forward to. How can we save some money at the box office?
Don't forget about Mission Impossible, right? Some big blockbusters coming out. A lot of people are thinking about Tuesdays at AMC. They said that, obviously they have those deals, but now starting this year, they're going to have 50% off on Wednesdays starting in July. It could be a good way to get some cheap flicks. And then I didn't even know this. Cinemark and Regal offer tickets for under $2 per person to go see Summer Movie Clubhouse. These are not going to be obviously the brand new releases, but on Wednesdays midweek from June through August, both of those theater chains will be offering, again, under $2 tickets. It's a great way to spend a weekday. If you can take the time off and maybe go with the kids, it's a fun way and a cheap way to have some fun this summer.
There you go. Some good advice. Brian, thank you so much. We've got some more breaking money news. President Trump is talking tariffs again this morning, this time eyeing Apple and the EU. CNBC Savannah now has that and some other Wall Street headlines. Savannah, good morning.
Joe, good morning. Happy Friday to you. Yes, so President Donald Trump said he is recommending a straight 50% tariff on the European Union after complaining that trade negotiations have stalled. Now, the steep new import duties would start on June 1st. In a post on Truth Social, President Trump also went on to say the EU has been very difficult to deal with. And 30 minutes before this announcement, President Trump threatening Apple with a tariff of at least 25% for iPhones sold in the U.S. that are not made in the U.S. And the president took to Truth Social to announce this move, which he said, quote, must be paid by Apple. It is the first against a specific company in his tariff rollout this year. And more retailers are considering whether to hike prices to offset U.S. tariffs on imported goods. Analysts say Adidas and Puma are likely to raise prices for running shoes and sportswear following Nike, which will do so starting next week. Ralph Lauren had planned to raise prices on some items for the fall, but is now looking at additional increases. And it says its core customers are less price sensitive and are continuing to spend, but Ross Stores is in no rush as it's wary of turning off its bargain hunting customer base, Joe.
All right, Savannah, thank you so much. Speaking of money, beginning this month, the U.S. Treasury Department will start phasing out the penny. It's part of an effort to save millions of dollars long term. Still, it's hard to forget the mighty impression this small coin has made over these last 200 plus years, not just on our wallets, but in pop culture, too.
We've long said a penny saved is a penny earned, but what if that penny is no longer churned? On Thursday, the U.S. Treasury confirmed it's winding down penny production this month, telling NBC News the department made its final order of penny blanks, as in a blank coin before it's stamped. adding demand for the penny has drastically decreased.
And Alexander is penniless. That doesn't mean I want him any less.
Founding father Alexander Hamilton was the first Secretary of the U.S. Treasury, which started overseeing the circulation of pennies in 1793. They were originally called flowing hair cents for the image of Liberty's hair streaming behind her. The penny we recognize today with Abraham Lincoln wasn't circulated for another 100 years, but eventually made its way into the lexicon of pop culture.
Push a penny under the door now.
Moving us to tears and Ghost.
Every time it rains, pennies from heaven.
The money-making song lyrics. And who can forget those popular Penny Saver USA coupon mailers? But now the pennies days are numbered. Why the change? Well, penny pinching. It costs nearly 4 cents to make a penny, so if production stops, well, the nation could quickly save about $56 million a year.
Who uses pennies anyway?
Another reason behind the penny's demise, well, the preference to go cashless. One survey shows more than 40% of Americans say none of their purchases in a week is paid with cash, a trend that saw a boost during the pandemic. So what to do with all those leftover copper-plated coins? Add them to coin collections or toss into wishing wells. You'll find an endless source of inspiration online. As for all those idioms we know and love today, well, soon you might be asking, a nickel for your thoughts? Or saying something is worth every dime. New expressions in a world that no longer makes sense.
There are, believe it or not, 114 billion pennies currently in circulation in the U.S., but they're severely underutilized. Many sitting in piggy banks, the bottom of fountains, or just casually on the sidewalk with no one bothering to pick them up. Coming up, if it's Friday, that can mean only one thing here on Morning News Now. When we come back, we've got your ticket to absolutely everything from the world of entertainment you simply can't miss this weekend. Stay with us. Welcome back. It's Friday, which means it's time for your weekly can't-miss list to look at all the film, shows, and music you need to see and hear this holiday weekend. Joining us now, entertainment journalist and pop culture expert Brian Balthazar. Brian, good to start. Good to have you with us. Of course, Memorial Day weekend, there's one thing we have to talk about, and that is the final installment of Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. What do we need to know about this Tom Cruise movie?
Well, a great one. Tom Cruise always delivers great results, and he's going to deliver on the stunts. We know he's going to save the world. It's just how is he going to do it? And one of his biggest stunts in this film is in a plane, 8,000 feet in the air. He does barrel rolls, no use of CGI in this thing. I mean, it's going to be another great film. Tom Cruise, Hannah Waddingham is in this one. It is really going to rule the box office this week. It's going to be his last edition of Mission Impossible, but he is nowhere near quitting filmmaking. He says he'll do it until he's 100.
Right, and he'll still be doing his own stunts too, I think. All right, another big box office project, Disney's Lilo and Stitch. It's another live-action remake. Those haven't been going so well for Disney. They cost a lot to make. They're not making a lot of money. How does this one look?
It's interesting, as you said, they've done more than 20 live action remakes of their classic animated films. There are 8 more in the works. The original did not open on a holiday weekend and got about 35 million in its opening weekend. This one is expected to get over 185 million. Chris Sanders is the voice of Stitch again. So I imagine this guy is a boat. This guy's a good gig. Also, Hannah Waddingham is in this one. It's a good summer to be Hannah Waddingham. It follows very closely the original plot from the 2002 original animated film, where a young girl adopts what she thinks is a dog. I don't know how you make that mistake, because that is most certainly not a dog. It is an alien. A lot of good, clean family fun here. I think it's going to do well. The projections are saying that it will as well.
All right. That's a big week, especially with all the rain. Everyone's going to be indoors. All right. So this one I don't think stars Hannah Waddingham, but you might prove me wrong. It is called Friendship. I know it stars Tim Robinson, who's kind of obsessed with his neighbor, who's a TV personality played by Paul Rudd. Funny and dark, is that right?
It's so interesting. Women have their rom-coms. This is what we're calling a cringe com. It is awkward. It is dark. If you watch this trailer, you would think it was a thriller. So it is. One tweet on Roger Ebert's Twitter account says it's like the fatal attraction of male bonding comedies because the friendship falls apart and Tim Robinson's character basically becomes obsessed with Paul Rudd's character. And what unfolds is part of the fun in seeing this movie. I'm not going to spoil any more for you, but this is a really interesting looking film. I think people are going to find it fascinating. We're going to see how people react to this, but so far it's getting a good reaction on Rotten Tomatoes.
All right, Tim Robinson doing his best, Glenn Close here. All right, so if you do want to just totally stay indoors on Hulu, you've got adults. Like so many sitcoms, they say it's like Friends. Is this one like Friends? What should we know about it?
Well, take away the sitcom. It's like 20-somethings who are trying to be good people, and they're not good or people yet. And so it is like Friends, except none of that sitcom kind of feel. It is like much more raw, much more awkward, much more chaos. It does look really funny. A bunch of 20-somethings surviving New York City and bonding in a way that you probably would never have seen back when Friends started. That's all I'll say. But it looks really fun and funny.
I'm intrigued by Sirens on Netflix. It was billed as like White Lotus meets Bad Sisters, which are two shows I love. What should we know about it?
Right. The White Lotus is for two reasons. One, it's rich people who aren't that likable. And then you just saw Megan Fahey, who was in White Lotus. Kind of guilty pleasure fun, of course, with these wealthy communities and in dramedies like these, nothing is quite what it seems, and things are going to go off the rails. Of course, Julianne Moore leading this charge of this wealthy, rich community. This is going to be fun. There are going to be surprises. There's going to be drama, and it's really about the relationship of these two sisters. One there's Megan's character there, ambushes her sister in this community, and things kind of go awry.
30 seconds here. I'm most excited about the Pee Wee Herman documentary, which he was a part of before he passed away. This one's getting great reviews, right?
This is on HBO Max, and Paul Rubens, who we've rarely seen out of character, gave more than 40 hours of interviews, lots of unseen footage, lots of amazing stories, really getting inside this man and his inner demons and how he really changed pop culture during his heyday. Yeah.
Still my favorite thing to watch over the holidays is Pee Wee's Holiday Special. All right, Brian Balthazar, good to see you. Have a great holiday weekend. Thank you as always. That's going to do it for this hour of Morning News Now. Don't go anywhere. The news continues right now.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.